Sawmill offcuts. What do you do with the offcuts off your sawmill? The cap cut, the first cut that you take off the sawmill. Maybe even in some situations, the second cut that you take off. The junk wood that's not going to make any lumber, that's only going to make a rounded top, or it's not finished. It's usually, the second cut can be live edge on both sides, but there's just a little skinny board in it that doesn't mean anything. You can't get anything out of. I'm going to go over what I do with those cap cuts and sometimes the second cut. And sometimes there's a log for some reason that is cracked down the middle, that has too many cracks to make a board, has shake, has rot, has a whole rotten center. Different logs, different species of logs. What do you do with them when they won't make lumber? So the first one is a no-brainer. This is real simple. What do you do with Osage orange offcuts? So this one was just skimmed the top of it, but it's still rounded. That right there is firewood. I don't know how you're gonna make a board out of that. That's firewood. That is definitely not board material. That's firewood. Even chunks as big as this, that's firewood. You see that big crack in there? There's nothing left in there to get. That's firewood, and that's a nice big piece of firewood, and it's burning hotter than coal. Hotter than coal. Simple solution. Firewood. I heat my house with it. If you don't heat your house with wood, if you don't have a wood stove, then sell this for firewood. And it's worth more than oak. It's worth about 1.5 times what oak or a good hardwood is worth. So that's a simple one, firewood. The first one is Osage orange. No brainer. Firewood. Firewood. So you got little bitty chunks and you got nice big chunks. You got everything you need for a nice fire. You got overnight, you got starters, you got everything in between. Elevator. Got it all, huh? All right, let's go dump it. So this pile, I cut up 2 of these logs and didn't get a single board out of it. I was looking for 2x8s, didn't get a single one. Out of all this, there wasn't a board in 2 of these logs. And the rest of this is all scraps that I've cut. Cut 6x6s, I've cut 2x, I've cut 2-inch live edge slabs of it. And it's all left over. If I have any extra from last year, it goes right in there. Or if I get some in the middle of the summer, and I don't want it sitting outside all year, it goes right in there. And that'll be next year's wood. I'll probably be using some of that this year because I'm a little behind. But either way, I just throw it right in there, in the bin. It's out of the weather. Not that the weather would hurt Osage orange, but it just keeps it dry, keeps the snow off of it for when you want to burn it. So in a normal year, when I get ahead, I have a lot of hedge firewood. It goes in here. But it's empty this year. I never put a single stick of wood in it this year. It goes in here. This keeps the snow off of it. I back this right up to my window in my house, and all year long I use right out of that wagon. It'll hold, I think it'll hold a two cord, almost 2 cord. And there's no snow on it, and I can load it right from the wagon right into my house. But I'm way behind this year, so I'm just loading it by bucketfuls. I'll show you. Your oak offcuts. This is a cap cut. This is all I have left for oak offcuts for this year. I burnt the rest of them. Or there's some limb wood in here too. and that'll heat my house. And then I'll start on the other stuff that I had split. But all these oak offcuts are great for heating your house. Obviously somebody didn't get that one all the way cut. That's what you do with your oak offcuts. Look, there's even some 4x4 in there, 6x6 oak. Doesn't matter if it's pin oak or white oak or red oak. It's an offcut, and it goes in the fireplace. Let's see if I can find some. Yep. There you go. Maple. Oh, this one's actually walnut. This one's a walnut offcut. Walnut offcuts, maple offcuts, cherry offcuts, elm offcuts. Anything that is not a hardwood, good firewood quality goes here in this pile, and it'll be sold to the campers in those bins for campfire wood. There's a big bin there, there's little bins there, there's medium-sized bins on either side. So you can get anywhere from $8 to $30 worth of wood at a time. This one, there's a lot of these little bitty ones in here like this. This wood wasn't good enough to make lumber. It's rotten, too rotten. It looks like it's spalted nice, but it's on that rotten side. But it still makes great campfire wood, and I sell it to the campers. I sell it to the campers. This would normally be your cottonwood offcuts. There's some mulberry offcuts in here. This could also be some elm offcuts. This is a lot of limbwood that I just get that comes with a few logs, and there's a limb on it. Comes with a log that says, do you want this walnut log? But you got to take all the limbs. So this is campfire, just my own personal campfire, and I cut it really big. I mean, that piece right there will go right into campfire. So this is bigger stuff that I cut for the campfire. This will be cottonwood. This is actually mulberry. So there's a big rotten piece down there, or rotten white pine will go here if the outside of it's rotten. Sometimes even a rotten oak will go here. Anything that's rotten will go here. Anything that is in limbwood size that I don't want to put on it's too small to go on the sawmill, but too big to just throw away, so it goes right here. And I burn it myself for my enjoyment. Will be my white pine offcuts. Some of them are real big, some of them are real small. Some of them are the second cuts. This one's real thin second cut. This one's a real thin second cut. These white pine offcuts, if they're still good and they're not rotten on the outside, these will all go by the pickup load. I'll sell these by the pickup load. You pull your pickup in here and put as much on it as you want. It's one price for pickup load. You can stack it as high as you want. You stack it, I don't stack it, and you get it on your pickup load and drive it off. These are cedar, and I'll probably sell them crafters, cedar fence, a live edge, something. These will probably go for more than just by the pickup load. But that's how you get rid of your offcuts. It really depends on what species you got and your local market. But there are a lot of ideas and a lot of different ways to get rid of offcuts off the sawmill, so that you just don't have a pile standing around. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.